Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Jeremiah 23 to 28, Proverbs 5, and Psalm 40. Let's get started. Woe to the shepherd to destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, declares the Lord. Therefore thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, concerning the shepherds who care for my people. You have scattered my flock and have driven them away, and you have not attended to them. Behold, I will attend to you for your evil deeds, declares the Lord. Then I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries where I have driven them, and I will bring them back to their fold. And they shall be fruitful and multiply. And I will set shepherds over them who will care for them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed. Neither shall any be missing, declares the Lord. No, behold, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will raise up for David a righteous branch, and he shall reign as king and deal wisely, and shall execute justice and righteousness in the land. In this day Judah will be safe, and Israel will dwell securely. And this is the name he will be called: the Lord is our righteousness. And therefore, behold, the days are coming, declares the Lord, and there shall no longer stay. As the Lord lives, who brought up the people of Israel out of the land of Israel. But as the Lord lives, who brought up and led the offspring of the house of Israel out of the north country, and out of all the countries where he had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Concerning the prophets, my heart is broken within me, all my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, like a man overcome by wine, because of the Lord and because of his holy words, for the land is full of adulteries. Because of the curse of the landman, and the pastures of the wilderness dried up, their course is evil, and their might is no might. Both prophet and priest are ungodly, even in their house I have found their evil, declares the Lord. Therefore their ways shall be to them like slippery paths in the darkness, into which they shall be driven and fall. For I will bring disaster upon them in the year of their punishment, declares the Lord. Then the prophets of Samaria, I saw an unsavory thing. They prophesied by Baal and led my people Israel astray. But in the prophets of Jerusalem I have seen a horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen the hands of evildoers, so that no one turns from his evil. All of them have become like Sodom, to his inhabitants like Gomorrah. Therefore thus says the Lord of hosts concerning the prophets: now feed them with bitter food, and give them poison water to drink. For from the prophets of Jerusalem ungodliness has gone out into all the land. Thus says the Lord of hosts: do not listen to the words of the prophets who prophesy to you. Filling you with vain hope, they speak visions of their own minds, nor from the mouth of the Lord. They say continually to those who despise the word of the Lord, it shall be well with you, and to everyone who stubbornly follows his own heart, they say, no disaster shall come upon you. For who among them has stood in the counsel of the Lord, to see and hear his word, or who has paid attention to his word and listened? Behold, the storm of the Lord, wrath is gone forth, and a whirling tempest, it will burst upon the head of the wicked. The anger of the Lord will not turn back until he has executed and accomplished the intents of his heart. In the latter days you will understand it clearly. I did not send the prophets, yet they ran. I did not speak to them. They prophesied, if they hadn't stood in my counsel. And they would have proclaimed my words to my people. And they would have turned them from the evil way, and from the evil of their deeds. And I am God, and declares the Lord, and not a God far away. Can the man hide himself in secret places, so that I cannot see him? Declares the Lord. Do I not fill heaven and earth? Declares the Lord. I have heard what the prophets have said, who prophesy lies in my name. Say, I have dreamed. How long shall there be lies in the hearts of the prophets who prophesy lies, and who prophesy the deceit of their own heart, who think to make my people forget my name by their dreams that they tell one another, even as their fathers forgot my name for Baal? Let the prophet who has a dream tell a dream, but let him who has my word speak my word faithfully. What has straw in common with wheat, declares the Lord? Is not my word like fire, declares the Lord, and like a hammer that breaks the rock and places in pieces? Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, declares the Lord, who steal my words from one another. Behold, I am against the prophets, declares the Lord, who use their tongues to declare, declares the Lord. Behold, I am against those who prophesy lying dreams, declares the Lord, and who tell them and lead my people astray by their lies and their recklessness. And I did not send them or charge them, so that they do not profit this people at all, declares the Lord. When one of this people, a prophet or a priest, asks you, what is the burden of the Lord? You shall say to them, you are the burden, and I'll cast you off, declares the Lord. And as for the prophet, priest, or one of the people who says, the burden of the Lord, I'll punish that man and his household. Thus shall he say, every one to his neighbor, and every one to his brother. What has the Lord answered? Or what has the Lord spoken? And that the burden of the Lord you shall mention no more, for the burden is every man's own word. And you pervert the words of the living God, and the Lord of hosts, our God. Thus you shall say to the prophet, what has the Lord answered you? Or what has the Lord spoken? But if you say, the burden of the Lord, thus says the Lord, because you said these words, the burden of the Lord, when I said to you, saying, you shall not say the burden of the Lord. Therefore, behold, I will surely lift you up and cast you away from my presence. you and the seed that I gave to you and your fathers, and I will bring upon you everlasting reproach and perpetual shame, which shall not be forgotten. After Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, who had taken into exile from Jerusalem Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, together with the officials of Judah, the craftsmen and the metal workers, and had brought them to Babylon. The Lord showed me this vision. Behold, 2 baskets of figs were placed before the temple of the Lord. One basket had very good figs, like first ripe figs, but the other basket had very bad figs, so bad that it could not be eaten. Then the Lord said to me, What do you see, Jeremiah? I said, Figs. The good figs very good, and the bad figs very bad, so bad that they cannot be eaten. Then the words of the Lord came to me, Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, like these good figs, so I will regard as good as the exile from Judah, whom I sent away from this place to the land of the Chaldeans. I'll set my eyes on them wicked, and I'll bring them back to this land. I'll build them up and not tear them down. I'll plant them and not pluck them up. And I'll give them a heart to know that I am the Lord. And they shall be my people, and I'll be their God. But they shall return to me with their whole heart. Thus says the Lord, like the bad figs that are so bad they cannot be eaten. So will I treat Zedekiah, king of Judah, his officials, the remnant of Jerusalem who remain in this land, and those who dwell in the land of Egypt. I'll make them a horror to all the kings of the earth, to be a reproach, a byword, a taunt, and a curse in all the places where I shall drive them. And I'll send sword, famine, and pestilence upon them, until they shall be utterly destroyed from the land that I gave to them and their fathers. And when there came to Jeremiah concerning all the people of Judah, in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, son of Josiah, king of Judah, which Jeremiah the prophet spake to all the people of Judah and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, 23 years, from the 13th year of Josiah the son of Ammon, king of Judah, to this day, the word of the Lord has come to me, and I have spoken persistently to you, but you have not listened, you have neither listened nor inclined your ears to hear. Although the Lord has instantly sent to you all his servants and prophets, saying, Turn now, every one of you, from his evil way and evil deeds, and dwell upon the land that the Lord has given to you and your father from of old and forever. Do not go after other gods to serve and worship them, or provoke me to anger with the work of your hands. Then I'll do you no harm, yet you have not listened to me, declares the Lord, that you might provoke me to anger with the work of your hands to your own harm. Therefore thus says the Lord, in case you have not obeyed my words, behold, I will send for all the tribes of the north, declares the Lord, and for Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon. I serve him, and I'll bring them against this land and set down tents, and against all these surrounding nations. And I'll devote them to destruction, and make them a horror, a hissing, and an everlasting desolation. Moreover, I'll banish from them a voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the grinding of the millstones and the light of the lamp. This whole land shall become a ruin and a waste, and these nations shall serve the king of Babylon 70 years. Then after 70 years are complete, I will punish the king of Babylon, and that nation, the land of the Chaldeans, for their iniquity. And it declares the Lord, making the land everlasting waste. And I'll bring upon that land all the words that I have uttered against everything written in this book, which Jeremiah prophesied against all the nations. For many nations and great kings shall make slaves even of them, and I'll recompense them according to their deeds and the work of their hands. Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, said to me, Take from my hand this cup of the wine of wrath, and make all the nations to whom I send you drink it. They shall drink and stagger and be crazed because of the sword that I am sending among them. So I took the cup from the Lord's hand, and made all the nations to whom the Lord sent me drink. Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, its kings and officials, to make them a desolation and a waste, a hissing and a curse, as at this day. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, his servants, his officials, all his people, and all the mixed tribes among them, all the kings of the land of Uz, and all the kings of the land of the Philistines, Edom, Moab, and the sons of Ammon, all the kings of Tyre, and all the kings of Sidon, and the kings of the coastland across the sea, Dedan, Tema, Buz, and all who cut the corners of their head, all the kings of Arabia, and all the kings of the mixed tribes, who dwell in the desert, all the kings of Syria, all the kings of Elam, and all the kings of Media, all the kings of the north, far and near, one after another, all the kingdoms of the world that are on the face of the earth. And after them the king of Babylon shall drink. And you shall say to him, Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, drink, be drunk and vomit, and fall and rise no more, because of the sword I am sending among you. And if they refuse to accept the cup from your hand to drink, then you shall say to him, Thus says the Lord of hosts, you must drink, for behold, I begin to work disaster at the sea that is called by my name. And shall you go unpunished? You shall not go unpunished, for I am summoning a sword against all the inhabitants of the earth, declares the Lord of hosts. You therefore shall prophesy against them all these words, and say to them, The Lord will roar from on high, and from his holy habitation utter his voice. He will roar mightily against his foe, and shout like those who tread graves, against all the inhabitants of the earth. The clamor will resound to the ends of the earth, for the Lord has an indictment against all the nations. He is entering into judgment with all flesh, and the wicked he will put to the sword, declares the Lord. Thus says the Lord hosts, behold, disaster is going forth from nation to nation, and a great tempest is stirring from the farthest parts of the earth. And those who spy the Lord on that day shall extend from one end of the earth to the other. They shall not be lamented or gathered or buried. They shall be dung on the surface of the ground. You wail, ye shepherds, and cry, and roll in ashes, ye lords of the flock, for the days of your slaughter and dispersion have come, and you shall fall like a choice vessel. No refuge will remain for the shepherds, nor escape from the lords, for the lords of the flock. A voice to cry the shepherd, and the wail of the lords of the flock. And the Lord is weighing lace their pasture, and the peaceful flocks are devastated, because of the fierce anger of the Lord. Like a lion he's left his lair, for the land has become weak, and because of the sword of the oppressor, and because of his fierce anger. In the beginning of his reign, of the reign of Jehoiakim, son of Josiah, king of Judah, this word came from the Lord. Thus says the Lord, stand in the court of the Lord's house, and speak to all the cities of Judah that come to worship in the house of the Lord. All the words that I command you to speak to them, do not hold back a word. It may be they will listen, and everyone turn from his evil way, that I may remember the disaster that I intend to do to them, because they evil deeds. You shall say to them, thus says the Lord, if you will not listen to me, to walk in my law that I have set before you, and to listen to the words of my servants, the prophets, to whom I said to you urgently, though you have not listened, then I'll make this house like Sheol, and I'll make this city a curse for all the nations of the earth. The priests and the prophets and all the people heard Jeremiah speaking these words in the house of the Lord. And when Jeremiah had finished speaking all that the Lord had commanded him to speak to all the people, and the priests and the prophets and all the people laid hold of him, saying, You shall die. Why have we prophesied in the name of the Lord, saying, This house shall be like Sheol, and the city shall be desolate without inhabitant? And all the people gathered around Jeremiah in the house of the Lord. Then the officials of Judah heard they said, They came up from the king's house to the house of the Lord, and took their seat in the entry of the new gate of the house of the Lord. Then the priests and the prophets said to the officials and all the people, This man deserves the sentence of death, because he has prophesied against the city, as you have heard with your own ears. And Jeremiah spoke to all the officials and all the people, saying, The Lord sent me to prophesy against this house and this city all the words that you have heard. Now therefore mend your ways and your deeds, and obey the voice of the Lord your God, and the Lord will relent of the disaster that he has pronounced against you. And as for me, behold, I am in your hand. Do with me how sins given right to you. And only know for certain that if you put me to death, you'll bring innocent blood upon yourselves and upon the sea and its inhabitants. For in truth the Lord sent me to you to speak all these words in your ears. And the officials and all the people said to the priests and the prophets, This man does not deserve the sentence of death, for he has spoken to us in the name of the Lord our God. And certain of the elders of the land arose and spake to all the assembled people, saying, Micah of more shares prophesied in the days of Hezekiah king of Judah, and to all the people of Judah. Thus says the Lord of hosts, Zion shall be plowed as a field, and Jerusalem shall become a heap of wood, and the mountain of the house of wood high. Did Hezekiah the king of Judah and all of Judah put him to death? Do you not fear the Lord and entreat the favour of the Lord? And did not the Lord relent of the disaster that he had pronounced against them? But we are about to bring great disaster upon ourselves. There was another man who prophesied in the name of the Lord. Uriah the son of Shimei from C.Jun. He prophesied against the sea and against this land in words like those of Jeremiah. And when King Jehoiakim with all his warriors and all the officials heard his words, the king sought to put him to death. But when Uriah heard it, he was afraid and fled and escaped to Egypt. And King Jehoiakim sent to Egypt 7 men, Elnathan the son of Akbor and others with him. And they took Uriah from Egypt and brought him to King Jehoiakim, who struck him down with the sword and dumped his dead body into the burial place of the common people. At the hand of Ahikam the son of Shaphan was with Jeremiah, so that he was not given over to the people to be put to death. In the beginning of the reign of Zedekiah the son of Josiah king of Judah, this word came to Jeremiah from the Lord. Thus the Lord said to me, Make yourself straps and yoke bars, and put them on your neck. Send word to the king of Edom, the king of Moab, king of the sons of Ammon, king of Tyre, and the king of Sidon, by the hand of the envoys which have come to Jerusalem to Zedekiah king of Judah. Give them this charge for their masters. Thus says the Lord of hosts, God Israel, this is what you shall say to your masters. It is I who by my great power And my ancestors have made the earth, and the men and animals that are on the earth, and I give it to whoever it seems right to me. Now I have given all these hands into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and I have given him most of the beasts of the field to serve him. All the nations shall serve him, and his son and his grandson, until the time of his own reign comes. Then many nations and great kings shall make them their slave. And if any nation or kingdom shall not serve this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and put its neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon, I will punish that nation with the sword, with famine, and with pestilence, declares the Lord, until I have consumed it by its hand. So do not listen to your prophets, your diviners, your dreamers, your fortune tellers, or your sorcerers, who are saying to you, you shall not serve the king of Babylon. For it is a lie that they are prophesying to you. And it's the result that you will be removed far from them. And then I will drive you out, and you shall perish for any nation that will bring its neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon. And so I will leave on its own to work it and dwell there, declares the Lord. And declares the Lord, to Zedekiah king of Judah, I spoke in like manner, bringing necks under the yoke of the king of Babylon, and 7 violent people in live. Why will you and your people die by the sword, by famine, and by pestilence? As the Lord has spoken concerning any nation that will not serve the king and the prophet, the king and the king and the prophet. Do not listen to your prophets, your diviners, your dreamers, and fortune tellers, or your sorcerers, who are saying to you, you shall not serve the king of Babylon. For it is a lie that they are prophesying to you, with the result that you will be removed far from your land, and I will drive you out, and you will perish. But any nation that will bring its neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon will and said, I will leave on his own land to work it and dwell there, declares the Lord. So to Zedekiah king of Judah I spoke in this manner, bring your necks under the yoke of the king of Babylon, and serve him and his people and live. Why will you and your people die by the sword, and by famine, and by pestilence, as the Lord has spoken concerning any nation that will not serve the king of Babylon? Do not listen to the words of the prophets who are saying to you, you shall not serve a king of Babylon, for it is a lie that they are prophesying to you. I have not sent them, declares the Lord, but they are prophesying falsely in my name, and with the result that I will drive you out, and you will perish, you and the prophets who are prophesying to you. And I spake to the priests and to all the people, saying, Thus says the Lord, do not listen to the words of the real prophets who are prophesying to you, saying, Behold, the vessels of the Lord's house will shortly be brought back from Babylon. No, it is a lie that they are prophesying to you. Do not listen to them. Serve the king of Babylon and live. Why should the city become a desolation? If they are prophets, and if the word of the Lord is with them, then let them intercede with the Lord of hosts. Let the vessels that are left in the house of the Lord, in the house of the king of Judah and in Jerusalem, may not go to Babylon. For thus says the Lord of hosts concerning the pillars, the sea, the stands, and the rest of the vessels that are left in this sea, which Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, did not take away, when he took into exile from Jerusalem into Babylon, Jeconiah the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and all the nobles of Judah and Jerusalem. Thus says the Lord of hosts, and the God of Israel, concerning the vessels that are left in the house of the Lord, and in the house of the king of Judah, and in Jerusalem. They shall be carried to Babylon, and remain there until the day when I visit them, declares the Lord. Then I will bring them back and restore them to its place. And that same year, at the beginning of the reign of Zedekiah king of Judah, in the 5th month of the 4th year, Hananiah the son of Asa, the prophet from Gibeon, spoke to me in the house of the Lord, in the presence of the priests and all the people, saying, Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, I have broken the yoke of the king of Babylon. Within 2 years I will bring back to this place all the vessels of the Lord's house, which Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon took away from this place and carried to Babylon. I will also bring back to this place Jeconiah the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and all the exiles from Judah who went to Babylon, declares the Lord. For I will break the yoke of the king of Babylon. And the prophet Jeremiah spoke to Hananiah the prophet in the presence of the priests and all the people who were standing in the house of the Lord. And the prophet Jeremiah said, Amen. May the Lord do so. May the Lord make the words that you have prophesied come true, and bring back to this place from Babylon the vessels of the house of the Lord, and all the exiles. Yet hear now this word that I speak in your hearing, and in the hearing of all the people. The prophets who precede you and me from ancient times prophesy war, famine, and pestilence against many countries and great kingdoms. As for the prophet who prophesies peace, and when the word of that prophet comes to pass, then it will be known to the Lord. Then it will be known that the Lord has truly sent the prophet. And the prophet Hananiah took the yoke bar from the neck of Jeremiah the prophet and broke them. And Hananiah spoke in the presence of all the people. Thus says the Lord, even so I'll break the yoke of Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon from the neck of all the nations within 2 years. But Jeremiah the prophet went his way. Sometime after the prophet had broken the yoke bars off the neck of Jeremiah, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. Go, tell Hananiah, thus says the Lord, you have broken wooden bars, but you have made in their place bars of iron. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, I have put upon the neck of all these nations an iron yoke to serve Nebuchadnezzar as a king of Babylon, and he shall serve, for I have given to him even the beasts of the field. And Jeremiah the prophet said to the prophet Hanani, this is Hanani, the Lord has not sent you, and you have made his people trust in the lie. Therefore thus says the Lord, behold, I will remove you from the face of the earth, and you shall die, because you've uttered rebellion against the Lord. And that same year, in the 7th month, the prophet Hanani died. Proverbs 5. My son, be attentive to my wisdom, incline your ear to my understanding, that you may keep disputation, and that your lips may God know. You know the lips of a fool bear milk and dear honey, and the speech is smooth and well. Handy and she is bitter as well, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps follow the path to shore. She does not ponder the path of life, her ways wander, and she does not know. And now, my sons, listen to me, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. You just keep your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your honour to others and your years to the merciless. And the strangers take their fill of your strength, and your labour go to the house of a foreigner. And at the end of their life, your life you grow. When your flesh and body are consumed, and you say, how I hated discipline, and my heart despised reproof. I did not listen to the voice of my teachers, or incline my ear to my instructors. I am at the brink of utter ruin in the assembled congregation. Drink water from your own cistern, flowing water from your own well. Should streams be scattered abroad, streams of water in the streets? Let them be for yourself alone, and not for strangers with you. May you find whom you bless, and rejoice in the life of your youth. No lovely dear, graceful dear, let her breastfeed you at all times with the light, intoxicated always in the love. Why should you be intoxicated, my son, with a forbidden love, and embrace the bosom of an adulteress? Nor a man's ways up before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders always past. And the iniquities of the wicked ensnare him, and he is held fast in the cords of his sin. He died for lack of discipline, and because of his great folly he is led astray. Psalm 40. I waited patiently for the Lord. He inclined to me and heard my cry. He drew me out from the pit of destruction, out of the miry rock, and set my feet upon the rock, making my steps secure. He put a new song in my mouth, a song of praise to our God. Many will see and fear and put their trust in the Lord. Blessed is the man who makes the Lord his trust. He does not turn to the proud. To those who go astray after Allah, you have multiplied, O Lord my God, your wondrous deeds and his thoughts toward. No one can compare with you. How let me tell of them, yet they are more than can be told. In sacrifice and offering you would not delay, that you have given me an open ear, burnt offering and sin offering you would not require. And I said, behold, I have come. In the scroll of the book it is written of me. I delight to do your will, O my God. Your law is within my heart. I have told the glad news of deliverance in the great congregation. Behold, I have not restrained my lips, as you know, O Lord. I have not hidden your deliverance within my heart. I have spoken of your faithfulness and your salvation. I have not concealed your steadfast love and your faithfulness from the great congregation. As for you, O Lord, you will not restrain your mercy from me. Your steadfast love and your faithfulness will ever preserve me. For evils have encompassed me beyond number. My iniquities have overtaken me, and I cannot see they are more than the hairs of my head. My heart fails me. Be pleased, O Lord, to deliver me. O Lord, make haste to help me. Let those be put to shame and disappointed altogether, who seek to snatch away my life. Let those who be turned back and brought to dishonor who delight in my hurt. Let those be appalled because of their shame who say to me, aha, aha. But may all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. May those who love your salvation say continually, great is the Lord. And as for me, I am poor and needy, but the Lord takes thought for me. You are my help and my deliverer. Do not delay, O my God. Now let's start. I should now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your hands. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as you also forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.